Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Let's go. This with Tracy and Renee. Hit subscribe and the little bell so that you are notified when we actually post because we don't know when we're posting. We're going to be all over the board, so this way you can stay up with us because we always have really great conversations. If you're on Spotify listening to us and you want to flip over to YouTube, go to the YouTube channel at Let's Go Talk Show. And you can see all of our wonderful hand motions and our lovely faces and smiles and everything else. All right, so today we want to have a quick conversation on our wording. How and what we're saying things. There's such an old, they're saying frequency. So there's such an old frequency to words. We've talked about this before on the show, Tracy, and the words and how it's just a word. We've put meanings to it. Somebody can say the same word and somebody can take offense to it and somebody else can think nothing of it. But we have to now, like, it's beyond that. It's now paying attention to the words that we're using and our meaning, our frequency to them. And for that, I'm going to throw it to Tracy because you had some experiences that I think were phenomenal and blew me out of the water. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I didn't think about it.
So I was referring to the concept of aging and getting older, and there's so much just even in saying that, like, what is age? That's kind of really, we're not meant to, our original design was not meant to even have the concept of age or, being old or young, um, being what it is or as relevant as it is for us. So I really have embracing that concept of, it is possible for us to be timeless, ageless, in our infinite beingness. And, people will say, oh, it's just because we're getting old. And I am always like, I'm not getting old. If you want to get old, great, but that's not what I'm doing, like really switching that belief system. But what I discovered is even with all of the level of knowing of that I have of that, how I still regurgitate certain concepts or things, but I'm catching myself. And I'll give the example that I was telling Renee. I was shopping for a clothing item and I was asking my daughters, hey, do you guys like this one? My daughters are teenagers. And then my youngest daughter, 18, she's like, oh no, get this one instead. It was just like a sweater cardigan thing. And I was like, I don't know, that's kind of like got a young vibe. And she totally called me out. She's like, why would you say that? Her exact words or something like, it doesn't have a pink unicorn on it. Why you got to define it by young or olds or, make it and I went, you're right. Like, just talk about, handing back to me my own concept of things, and then just being aware of where you are writing that into your script of oh, thank goodness I don't have to have the energy to run after little ones anymore. Well, why would you, and I get it, it's on some levels it's a real thing, but in our energetic perspective and redefining concepts or just getting rid of them altogether, it's a fun game to be aware, catch yourself. And then I said I was rewriting it, and you were like, no, you're
No, you're remembering it. You're actually returning. They said you're returning
return. Yes.
to it. Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what we're really doing. And our words are everything, as everybody who's listening to this, I'm sure knows, is helping to, and I'm going to use the word create this reality we're in, which is this limited field, because that's not who we are. Okay. We're really returning to who we truthfully are. None of this really is a piece and a part of that. So this aspect of paying attention to the word. And I love when you said, like, make a game of it. Like, be aware. And you can ask, remember, you can ask, I used to say, and I'm going to start doing it again, especially with this, because it's such a great concept. I love it. And being aware of what you're saying and the limitations and the fears. But I used to say, okay, guys, which, to me at that point, I was talking to, the angels or whoever, all the unseen that we know. Now I know it to be when I'm saying, okay, guys, I'm really asking myself. But yeah, I didn't really think that I would know that, but I used to say like, okay, guys, like help me, whatever. So in this case, I'd be like, okay, let's do this. Let's be very aware of all of the limited things we're saying or all of the things that are being said to help create something I'm not, right? Because it's not who we are. So when you're saying things like that, you are going to be aware of it. And exactly what Tracy, you said in the last one, the more you're aware of it, the more keeps coming to you and coming to you. So think about all the times we catch ourselves from saying things that we're not. Honestly, they had told me years ago, because I said, why on earth did you guys create aging? That's such bullshit. And why did you create sickness? And so funny because everything just like looking like we didn't create anything. You people are continuing. They didn't say it this way, but now what they're saying is you people regurgitate that same language. You people regurgitate all this stuff. So therefore you have it there in your world. Stop regurgitating it and it will no longer exist. And isn't that the energy we're moving into? We're moving into this whole field of we are returning to who and what we truthfully are, which is these beautiful beings that can have and do anything and everything. The superhuman, right? That's who we really are. So it's going back into that whole aspect, which I love, and let your whole creative self come back. The more you're being your creative, fun, joy person, you're going to start to recognize all the creativeness you have and how it starts to play out. And what I love about that is how they're having me feel is when you're in that creative, joyful, fun space, there is nothing you don't have. There's nothing you don't bring to you in that moment. And they're showing like a painter, okay? And they're painting, oh, I need blue, but it's not like, oh, I need blue. It's like, oh, I need blue. And then you just turn and there's blue. Okay, because of course, that's who we are. It's really who we are. So it's that piece of bringing that forward, return to who you are, and just be aware of all the words that we're using that aren't us. And you'll be shocked at how life starts to change. What do you got, Trace?
No, all of that. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, and I just liked because we see and talk in seemingly impossible things. Like whatever you need, you're the creator. So it's there for you. It's seamless, it's fluid, it's constant creation. Like you know, well, two things, and I forgot what episode it was in. We talked about there are no roots anymore. Now it's conscious choice to recreate. So it's just catching yourself. Oh, wow, that was such a pattern. That's such a habit. I can't believe, oh, wait, I see that. I didn't even know that subconsciously I was recreating that by saying silly stuff, right? So it's exciting because it's so much easier and more fluid now to catch yourself in a potential recreation and then no, I'm just connecting those dots. I love how these are all
Mhm.
kind of threading together. And for anyone that's like, we're constant creators, like whatever you want is just magically going to present itself in front of you. I like to point to what's happening that we just accept, and I'll use AI. Why do we think that technology, synthetic, inorganic things can be unbelievable, but we don't think that we, the pure technology, the original divine technology, does not have that capability? And I love to, all this, where are all the wires? How do you know? How, explain to me, show me. How are you guys seeing us on some wireless device? Even begin to explain that to me. I dare anybody. You know what I mean? So why would we not believe in our own unlimited creator potential, but we just take advances in technology and AI as, yeah, they're brilliant. No, we're brilliant. This is brilliant.
Yeah, I love that. And you can use AI for all of the things that, occupy your brain. Like, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. And let it utilize that, which will free up that whole aspect of your creative part. So think about the way you're using it. What can you use AI for to help you free yourself up and, continue to feel what feels right? Like we are, I'm gonna use the word again, superhuman. And let's go back to, let's return home to that. Sit in that frequency band, bathe in that frequency band. How awesome is that going to be? Like, oh, how about, what if we sat in the frequency band of the, well, I guess superhuman? Because I was trying to like go into of us not using all the words that are not us. They said, why were you using all those words? Why don't you just say it in the superhuman?
Which is one of my favorite words. Like
Yeah.
my superhuman, because we all have our own unique one,
Mhm.
is so palpable, visceral. Like I could explain it to you in such great detail of kind of like the mechanics of how it works. Like I'm so intimate and familiar with it, which is exciting because then to me it's undeniable. Like I know it too well to have it not be. It's just the, unraveling all of the to be in the purity of it.
And the more she's sitting in that frequency band, the more she's just going to be it. And that's the thing. That's just so wonderful. You sit in that frequency band, the more you're sitting in there, the more everything else just falls away. You don't have to be aware of it. You don't have, it just is. You just are. So you can imagine a whole world of superhuman. Like, oh my God, like how crazy cool is that? Like,
And before anyone goes to a sideways version, your true superhuman is of pure integrity. That's what's so unbelievable about the superhuman. It would never think to hurt, harm, manipulate, control, steal. It does not even understand that concept for it to be a thing. It's such an amazing ism. I don't even know the right word.
yes, I know, because there really isn't. It just is. Like feel it, to feel the energy, feel the frequency to everything that we're speaking of in every episode. Like it's phenomenal. It does open up a whole new field and allows us to continue to expand and expand and expand and expand. And it's not just us. Like every time we're talking about it, anytime you're doing anything for yourself, you are expanding not only for you, but for the whole world, for everyone and everything, and helping others to release the stories that they might not even know that they're hearing.
Yes.
Crazy. Anything, that's all I got. Like I'm excited. Like, whew. All right, everybody, have an awesome time. Have fun, enjoy, and sit in your frequency bands and just be a superhuman. So let's
Let's go.